with lowball offers to drive very far distances for a very little bit of pay. They've been gang stalking me and harassing me literally all day with their threat liaisons, law enforcement, or the paramedics. You should not have to work 8.5 hours and only make $92. But again, the United States government stays bullying and harassing me on a weekly and daily basis, coordinated with federal judges who I asked to issue a restraining order, and this is the reason why they denied issuing this restraining order. I told them that the United States government was trying to murder me. I told them that defense counsel was coordinating with them, and they basically said that's irrelevant and refused to rule. And then they had defense counsel filing briefs talking about none of this is related. Yes, it is. So the government basically did the same thing when they stole my home in Georgia with all my belongings in it, because they wanted me to crash out. So since I didn't crash out, they've been continuing to target and harass me. They got me staying in a house with 11 individuals where they got them banging, tapping on the walls, following me, trying to get little glimpses of me, trying to get next to me. They have them keep the air conditioner on 74, which is basically the heat. And then you ask them can they turn it cooler? They say, no, we got to keep everyone else in the house comfortable. And then I send them videos of the housemates banging on the walls. They say they don't hear anything, even though I posted the videos for you guys to hear, which clearly you can hear the noises, okay? The government follows me around all day, has people gang stalking me. If I walk into a store, they immediately, now they're sending me a ride for $7.16 because they like to target and harass me with the number 77. So as soon as I left the airport, they sent me the number $7.16 to go pick somebody up, because they all day long they harass me with the number $7.16 or the number 77 or the number 707 in various forms. The government has absolutely nothing better to do with their time. This goes on all day long. It doesn't matter who the president is. This has been happening for the gang stalking has been going on since Obama was president, even before that. But it started because his administration accepted, his EEOC accepted our legal case, basically so they can gang stalk me. This has nothing to do with employment or employment law. This is basically so the United States government can target and terrorize me nonstop on a daily basis, pretending that it is under the umbrella of an employment suit. Regardless if this was an employment suit or not, the United States government, law enforcement, the federal judges should not be going around targeting and terrorizing civilians or trying to murder them for that fact. So, like I said, they've been assaulting me with directed energy weapons, thermal cannons, sonic cannons. They stole my home, stole $260,000 in equity, had the HOA filing false complaints and claims, including fraudulent police reports. They had the individuals they were moving in and out of the properties. They had, including the Bahamas Prime Minister fake wife, him and his fake wife. The son, him and his fake wife, that are Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity members. They had basically everybody that was black in the state of Georgia was part of the Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity or the AKA sorority, and they basically answer to the fake 13 bloodlines, which are like the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, things like that. Even though, what's his name, Roland Martin wants to get on people's page talking shit, that he got on somebody's page talking shit because I reposted that the fake the fake Divine Nine are basically coordinating with the fake Team 13 bloodlines to target and terrorize civilians. And I know this is a fact because they're doing it to me. So, because I know this, they go around targeting and terrorizing me. This has been going on for over decades. For over a decade, the United States government has targeted and harassed me. So now they got me, I live in Dallas. They've been targeting and terrorizing me nonstop on a daily basis in Dallas. Nonstop. They've been manipulating my income because I didn't have any income when I first got here. I didn't have any income. I had to basically work my way into some income. And they're basically pissed off that I figured out how to do that. So they're over here targeting and terrorizing me. I have books for sale on Amazon. They block the books. They're over there manipulating, or they'll buy the books themselves. Now they're sending me emails for Rise for Bedford for $12.01. And Bedford means basically it's like a grave, like, you know, forever sleep, things like that. Because my last name is Ford. Well, technically they said my last name is not Ford. They had someone knock on the door to my home in Georgia and say my last name is Harris. So they don't know what they want to bother me about. They're fucking psychos. They're a bunch of psychotic, esoteric, occult psychos going around talking to witches and warlocks, trying to figure out somebody's birth chart and then targeting and terrorizing them using astrology charts, the planets, the celestial bodies. It doesn't matter. They go around targeting and terrorizing me nonstop on a daily basis. They're pissed off that I didn't have to go become a Freemason or a fake Divine Nine to understand this shit, because I've been given information from the source, the creator, the person who created it, in various ways. However you want to say it was given to me, I got it, and now I know. So they're mad that I know, and I figured this information out. So they go around targeting and terrorizing me, because I don't want to go around drinking blood, eating babies and shit, which half of the Hollywood and the politicians in the government do. It's a shit show. The United States is an absolute shit show. They have the nerve to be in other countries talking about democratic process when they're a bunch of sacrificing, eating psychos. That's what they are. That's what they are. Then they got their little threat liaisons that they paid to overthrow the United States government and kill, murder Brian Sicknick. You know, granted, he was a police officer, because, you know, I don't really like law enforcement because they go around targeting and terrorizing people. They had him murdered, their own brother. So if they don't give two shits about Brian Sicknick and had him murdered, I don't know why these threat liaisons think they give a shit about them. But for some reason, they do. For some reason, these idiots are going around thinking that the United States government gives a shit about them. They don't. They do not. All they're doing is allowing you and your dumb ass to basically give up eternal life. Because that's what you're doing. You're giving up eternal life. Because God, Jesus Christ, is part of the eternal life. Satan cannot give you eternal life. Kronos, the little fake god you guys are worshiping, with the little death, they had the HOA and the HOA and the neighbors put Aleister Crowley gravestones in my front yard. So they've been on this shit for a minute. They've been on it for a minute. And then had them people walking around with shovels and shit. The only person that's going to get buried in a pit is these dumbasses. Because I'm going to heaven. When it's time for me to go, I'm going to heaven. And when I get there, when I get to heaven, I'm going to ask God, can I come back and terrorize each and every last one of you guys in the spirit? And he going to let me. He going to let me. He going to let me. And I'm going to do it too. I assure you I'm going to do it. And I'm going to have so much fun doing it too. I'm going to have a blast. When it's time. Well, the ones that are still around, because some of them ain't gonna make it. A majority of them ain't gonna make it, because God done told these fools to leave me alone several times. He said, touch not my anointed and do my prophets no harm. He meant me. They know he meant me. That's why they spending pentagon dollars targeting and terrorizing me. They know this. I don't have to tell them that. They know this. That's why they spent so much money targeting and tracking me since I was a baby. Since I was a baby, y'all, these nutcases have been targeting and terrorizing me. I was supposed to be a magnet student. You know, the gifted kids? That was me. I was one of them. But then the government went around targeting and terrorizing me. Trying to, basically kicking me out of schools, high schools and preschools and kindergartens and shit, because they were paying kids and their parents to go around and target and terrorize me and to beat me up. Until finally one day I had to fight back and I whooped the person's ass. I did. I whooped their ass. When I say I whooped their ass, what's his name? Is it John Carlos? What's the dude's name? Yeah, John Carlos. The one that was on the, was it John Carlos? One of the Olympic dudes that became a security guard for Palm Springs High School. Ask him and his niece, because I whooped her ass that day. Because I had enough of her, so I whooped her ass. And the United States government finally had me kicked out of school. So I had to piece together an education. But I pieced it together, and I got a master's degree. And they is mad. They is mad till this day. So they go around targeting and terrorizing me. But ask, what's his name? John Carlos. He was the dude in Palm Springs that later he got they arrested him for cocaine, sniffing cocaine. He was in the Olympics next to the dude sticking his hand up. His what was the guy's name? Thomas Thompson or something like that. I think that was, what's his name? Whatever one of the Olympics dude was. And the reason why they used him is because Athena, the goddess Athena, the goddess of wisdom, basically was a part of the Olympics. You know, the basically Olympic Games and things like that, right? So the government knows that my name basically means wisdom in the spiritual realm. So they go around targeting and terrorizing me because of that. And then they basically use occult and esoteric knowledge to figure out what personalities I'm related to. And then they go around targeting and terrorizing me with that information. And they didn't think I was going to figure it out. And I figured it out. So now they go around harassing me. All day, all night long, non-stop. When I say non-stop, non-stop. So they pissed off that I got a brain and that it was a gift from God and that I've been using my talent to basically, you know, help out Africa. Because that's what they want. At the end of the day, that's what they didn't want me to do. They don't want you to help out other people. Well, I'm not like that. When I see people going through stuff, it bothers me, and they shouldn't have to go through it. And then they got the asshole going around talking about, you know, Africa's shithole countries, when in actuality it's the United States. It's a shithole country. It is. And I don't care how you feel about it. It is. It's a shithole country because they go around and they got politicians eating babies and sacrificing babies and kids and eating their flesh. And then not on top of that, they do child theft. They go around stealing people's kids and shit, and then paying threat liaisons to raise somebody else's kids when all they got to do is stop oppressing the parents so the parents can take care of the kids. Stop telling people not to give the parents jobs, because the end result is so the government can snatch the kids and then eventually steal them from the group homes, and where they be having fight clubs and shit, and steal them from the group homes, and then basically, go and murder them and drink their blood and eat their flesh. Ask, what's her name? Ellen DeGeneres is high and dying a Kuru, eating brain matter and shit. Her and, what's the other lady's name? If you want to call her that, they're demons. Celine Dion. And you know why? Dion knows, I know, because Dion, in the mythology world, Dion is the mother of Latoya, okay? Basically, Leto is the mother of Leto, which is basically my name. So they had her going around singing. That's how she got her voice. Going around singing and shit, eating babies, kids and stuff. And then she flipped out because she thought she was going to die, which she still is. And so she got on her deathbed talking about, I ate them babies, because she knows. And they know I know. They don't harass me with several Dions throughout my life. Now I know. Now I got all the information. They think they're not going to send me shit. You're not going to send me no ride so I can make income. That's okay. I'm going to tell all your business. Because I told you fuckers to leave me alone. I would be working right now. But nope. You guys wanted me almost 9 hours to make $90. So basically $10 an hour. That's what the United States, and not even that, because I had to pay for gas twice. So this is what the United States government goes around doing all day, all night long. All day and all night long. I keep telling these assholes to leave me alone, but as you can see, they hard-headed. They ain't got no brain cells. And so they thought it was going to be a good idea to fuck with me today. And as you see, it was not. It was not. So again, more information that you guys can use. Go ahead, have your fun with it. Go ahead and let the blog start researching and doing their investigation and together like they've been doing. They mad at me because everybody's, got some common sense and been putting a lot of stuff together and figuring stuff out. So they mad at me for that. They mad at me because Pam Bondi was monitoring the keyboard strokes on my computer and saw that I went and highlighted the stuff that the court told me to black out. So I basically I highlighted it and put the color black, right? So these idiots went and did the same thing to Donald Trump's files with the Epstein files, and then one of you brilliant individuals realized that's what they did, so you went and copied and pasted it, and then you figured out the information that they was hiding. So they fake fired Pam Bondi, and I'm pretty sure she's gonna get a job at Kirkland and Ellis, or what's the other law firms they be having all of them go work at, basically wherever the DOJ and the FBI directors all come from, including the judges on my case. They all come from the same firms. They all got the same pensions and profit sharing plans at the same company, which is my former employer, managing their assets. So that's why they over here pissed off, got an attitude with me that I'm able to research and put shit together. So they mad. So they go around targeting and terrorizing me. Okay. Wait till I get back to the house. I'm going to do another project. Since you guys don't like my project, I'm going to do another project. You should have left me alone today. When I say you should have left me alone, today out of all days, y'all should have left me alone. For real. You know it. I know it.